First is to adopt the agenda. No changes to the agenda, is that correct?
Should we change the Tatum?
Oh, yeah.
Vision, mission
So the
statement.
vision and mission statement, Jace Warren is not going to do it, it's Tatum Pope is here for that. So just a name change. Otherwise, the agenda looks good to me. You guys good? So we'll take a motion to adopt.
Joel makes a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, and now we have Tatum Pope here to do the vision statement and mission statement.
So Tatum is the daughter of Melissa and Tate, and she has one sibling, Matela, who is a freshman. Tatum is a 6th grader. Her favorite subject is science, and she also enjoys volleyball, softball, and hanging out with friends and family. So thank you, Tatum.
And singing. She sang in church yesterday.
Oh, good. Okay, go ahead, whenever you're ready.
Dual mission statements and beliefs. Mission statement. Empower students to become independent learners, personally accountable and responsible citizens. Belief statement. Dual Schools District believes everyone in the community contributes to the education of children in our schools. Therefore, we are committed to personal responsibility and accountability, respecting others and maintaining an open line of communication in the district, providing opportunities and resources for individual success, maintaining and communicating high academic and professional standards.
Great.
Good job.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That's it. You can head out now.
Bye.
Okay, and then we have Hannah Swenson here for the public comments.
Yeah.
So you can go next.
I am here to just kind of talk about my role, what special ed looks like here in our district, and answer any questions if there are any. We just pulled our December child count, which is what we give to the state to come up with federal dollars, really. We have 102 students in our district that currently receive special education services according to December 1st cutoff. So right at 20% or right above 20% of our district. As part of the special ed process, for those of you unfamiliar, there's an initial evaluation to get into special ed, which is a quite invasive piece of it, and the 3-year reevaluation is very similar. I accounted for around 40, however I can't indicate the next half of the year with initials. We have around 40 of those initials or 3 years that happen in our district this school year, in addition to all the annuals that have to be held. So of our 102 students, everybody has to have an annual meeting each year. Depending on where they're at in the process, they might have a 3-year evaluation as well, or that might be the only meeting that we hold for those students. But the people that are involved are quite extensive. We have our school psychologist, our academic evaluator, special ed teachers, classroom teachers, admin of course, and then any of our related services. So that's that physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech and language pathologists that we
And you, Erin.
yes, and me, yes, as part of the admin team, and me.
Yeah.
As far as annuals, still very important, of course, we hold those annually. That just is composed of the IEP team itself. So the special education teacher writes a new IEP along with any of those service providers that might provide services to those kiddos, and of course the admin team as well. So lots and lots of meetings for us, and I have to give huge praise to just special ed department in managing the workload of that, and then the piece that collaboration takes for general ed staff and sped staff and admin and everybody to be on the same page, along with parents as well. We did have paraprofessional training last Friday. I thought this was really awesome for our district. We had a lady, Marie Ivers, come in from a company called Compass. And she did an accommodations and modifications training to the entire staff. That's how we started. And I think it very much aligned with the district's views of collaboration and creating an inclusive learning and kind of straightening out what accommodations and modifications are and what the difference is and what the impact is moving forward. And then after that training, my para staff and special ed staff just stayed. And we talked about roles and responsibilities and confidentiality and creating independent learners in our district, essentially. So Lots of great things. I've heard lots of good feedback so far from the Friday training. I know our admin team felt like it solidified that we're moving in the right direction and have things in process or in plans to move forward with our sped department, I guess.
Can you remind me the numbers of the 102 students, how many paras and teachers we have, if you remember off the top of your
Yep,
head?
15 paras and 5 special ed teachers.
And those pairs are all sped pairs,
Correct,
15.
15.
For 102.
Is that a typical amount for other schools of 20%? Does that make sense?
It's high.
Yeah, it's high. Actually, just talking to Marie, the lady that gave our training, she does, help me, sped reviews for the state, and I asked her 20%. Is that state average? Still indicating probably high from the state average, but she said the state average is going 13, then the next year 18, back down to 14%, so around there, but high.
We're still above.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second highest in co-op.
We are, Deuel?
So, you know, we just happen to be that way, have we always been high, or what?
I guess I can't attest to the past.
I would say we've been 14, 15%,
Mhm.
probably in that area, 14 to 16%. So, yeah, it's known that the special education numbers across all districts are going up, so.
You mentioned a little bit about student count for federal dollars.
Mhm.
What percent of the money, or what kind of federal dollars do you get for that? I see this month had none.
Yeah, most of that runs through the
That's through
co-op.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and
then we
they
pay
handle
less
all of
to
those
them because
dollars.
they get the dollars?
Yeah,
Yes.
yep.
I didn't remember seeing too many federal.
And then what we raise locally goes towards our salary and benefits for paras and teachers.
Yeah, ours, but.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Any other questions?
so how long does it take to do an IEP on a student review?
Once we get consent for evaluation, we have a 25 school day timeline that we have to complete all of the testing in. And then from there, a 30-day calendar count starts, and we have to hold a meeting within that time
Okay.
frame, so.
How long does it
Limited.
take you to do a review and prepare it before you get to teacher? Hours?
Oh.
Guess.
Like for an initial and a 3-year,
Initial witness is what I'm curious.
I would say like each person involved, their testing could be, like our school psych, she might run 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the student. And then the special ed teacher does their skills-based test, so hours again, an hour, 2 hours there for testing. Speech, OT, PT, if they have pieces in the evaluation process.
And you gotta write it all up?
Correct.
Are the individual SPED teachers still doing the testing, or are you doing some of the initial testing?
I'm not doing any of the initial testing. Sped staff is still doing the skills-based portion. And then I think maybe, I don't know if it's always been this way, but the co-op provides that academic evaluator to kind of help with the school psych side of things. Help with that assessment piece.
And then you're coaching the SPED teachers through that too, on their unique circumstances that they have with each of those
Mhm.
students, so kind of meeting with them and doing one-on-one
Yep.
reviews, not anything to do with the legality side, but
Right.
more student-based.
Fridays.
Sure. Doesn't have time.
And lots of outside meetings too, like we meet with parents about behaviors or academics or just future plans outside of just the annual or the 3-year meeting. We have quite a few parent meetings that happen too.
Out of these, any, is this just the ones in-house, or do we have others outside? Or we have two of them?
We have 2 out-of-district placements, but we still have to,
I didn't know what the term was,
attend them,
Mhm.
but you do,
have to attend the meetings, yeah.
And they're part of our-
Evaluate them too.
No, the co-op does all that.
But that's part of our count, the 102 is
Yes.
including those two.
Correct.
So I have, you like your job?
Yeah, I do. It's very different than the classroom,
I'm sure.
but
Yeah.
I have enjoyed it.
It's what you thought it would be and you're not displeased. so.
Yeah.
Is there things that you're taking away, like, I need to learn that
Yes,
next year?
definitely.
Mhm.
I've found a lot of guidance in others, our school psych being one of them that helps answer lots of my questions and reaching out to the state pretty frequently with questions that we have in our processes here, so.
Were you a sped graduate or did you go to school with a sped degree?
Yep. Yep, I
I
taught
thought you
sped
did.
3 years here before I did first grade and then
Mhm.
moved back in this role.
Well, thanks for the review, that's really great.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. All right, we'll move on to conflict of interest disclosures, none, I assume, right? Next is consent agenda, the meeting minutes for the November 10th meeting and the November 25 payroll. Take a motion for approval of those.
So moved.
Second? Okay. Sorry, Leah Pepper. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. No old business, so new business. We'll go to the financial reports for November 30, ending November 30th, 2025. Starting on page 7. Any questions on the financials?
Where did we get, where did I see this? Which page? In our advertising on our scoreboard, it was how many dollars? Is it 100,000 something?
Yeah, that's the clearing account for all of the sponsorships that we've had. It's like 103,000, I think I
Is that a
saw.
running total or is that a?
Yeah, we just, for every sponsorship, we put that money in there for replacement somewhere down the line.
Okay.
Are we using it to replace parts or a scoreboard in the future?
Yep.
So that's paid its way, right? With that school board and putting some money into the
Yep.
account for,
Yep,
is that right? I don't know where I saw that.
you saw it on the, it's on page,
Trust and custodian.
yeah, page 11 or 12, I don't know which one it's on, but probably page
I
11.
was thinking 11, but I
It's,
can't find it.
yeah, it's probably 11. Scoreboard ads, it's
Yeah,
towards the bottom,
115,000.
876, yeah.
Because they pay annual
Paying a sponsorship.
Yep.
sponsorships every year, and so
Yep.
we've had 2 payments now.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's over 6.
How much was that scoreboard?
About 200 grand, I think, for all of it.
We'll get her paid for it.
Hopefully in 10 years when it dies, we can
Yeah.
buy a new one.
Yeah. More dollars to cover
Hopefully it
do
doesn't
that.
die in 10
Yep.
years.
Okay.
Any other questions? I'll take a motion to approve if you're ready.
So moved.
Thanks. Second?
Second.
Great. Tony? All in favor say aye.
Alright.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we'll look at the bills on page 13, or starting here, I should say.
The night the lights went out at the football field was $4,300.
Oh, there's 2 different ones, more than that.
More than that.
There's almost, I wanna say close to 8, I gotta find the other one.
Well, there's
There were 2 of them.
2 here, but
Oh,
then
yeah,
also
and then
Tony's.
Tony's
right?
too, yeah.
Tony had a bill last month in there. for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, 'cause there's a 4385, there was 2 of them in here.
Go up a little bit further.
Oh, yeah, 2,239, yeah, so that's 6.5 right there,
Oh,
or
that's a
6.5
different
plus
company.
20, so.
Yeah, and then Nielsen Electric was last month.
Mhm.
And did we add anything or just repair?
We replaced
Yeah.
Yeah,
the brand new lights.
but
Is
we,
this in the right column?
when we checked in the, like for insurance, I think our deductible was 10,000, so it wouldn't even be in the difference.
You're thinking
Then
it
you
should be a
check on it.
general fund
Well,
and
I'm
it
just
should be
thinking if it's
capital.
that big of a deal, should we capitalize it? Should go into capital outlay maybe? Yeah, I would think you could make that work if you replace them.
Would probably
Feel like putting an engine in a bus, you know?
Right.
That you capitalize it, I mean, if you can, should we try it, is that,
Tell me the benefit,
well,
Just
he's
so
pulling
we-
out of capital outlay instead of general fund.
or whatever we're short in general fund, we take that in capital.
Yeah, I know, but you'd like to keep things in the capital outlay if you can,
Right.
swing it that way. Anyway. I know when you put an engine in a bus or something like that, it's a big enough item, you don't expense it, you cap, into the capital outlay. Or capitalize it, so. If you got 4,300 and you got a 2,300 and you got a what else on there, and I don't know how much of it's equipment, I don't know.
Right.
So if you replace, physically replace the lights. I don't know.
We can move on
Just
to
a
capital.
thought.
whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty, I guess. Is there other questions on the bills other than that one? Otherwise, I'll take a motion to,
I'll make one comment, let us know whatever you decide, and then next time we look into it. we can
I'll look
post
at it, yeah. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Joel and Leon, okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is the Studer contract amendment on page 17.
I've sent that out to you, it's on page 17. And looking at this, the only thing they didn't change was December, which they told me they were, but it didn't reflect this. On another note, Gail, who has been our coach for this, has taken on a different position with the community college, so we've been assigned a different coach as of now. We just met with the VP of Studer. And we're gonna be assigned this gal probably in the next couple weeks before Christmas. So we're gonna be transitioning to somebody else, which I'm not afraid of. The gal that's doing it was a former principal, and she's been doing this a long time, and she's well versed in it. But as you're gonna see in my report and talking about the budget address and those types of things, I think it's something, I wanna continue with it through this year, but I think it's something we really need to consider moving forward into next year if we're gonna spend dollars on this. I was quick to ask in our meeting, and you guys can add to this if you want to, is what is our next step beyond what work we have done with the strategic plan and the rounding platform? And she was quick to say, we just take it to another step where we talk about having performance interviews, stay put interviews. You're just taking it to another level and doing more and more and more. So we don't know exactly what those things look like, but those are the next things that we're going to be diving into after Christmas. So in looking at what's remainder here, the remainder, which would be through the end of June, we're saving roughly probably about $10,000 from going from 8 down to 3 quarterly there. So I think I would be, we've talked about this as well, we think it's a value, we'd like to finish out the year, but again, if you as a board don't feel that that's in the cards, we also feel we've gained a lot during our time as well.
So you're saying through the June 30th?
Through the June 30th, yeah.
We've made the December payment already?
It was in the bills,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
I mean, it was December, I think that wasn't.
That might have been in the,
I don't think it was, I think that was the one from before, because for some
November.
reason we didn't have that,
Oh.
yeah, when we were supposed to have that one.
So we don't
I
have December
I don't
payment?
know, December is not, I'm pretty sure December is not paid. in all the
Maybe they will
process.
invoice it
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
soon.
So that was the first quarter?
That would have been the second quarter. Should have been the second quarter.
Well, depends on, their quarters are January calendar wise. and
Their calendar, yeah.
Ours are
ours
different,
yes.
obviously, ours
Right.
are July through one.
So I don't know what quarter, but this would have been for the, like, the first one of this year,
For
right,
the-
85, and then.
Should have been for the second quarter.
June, July, August,
Yeah.
September, October, November, yeah. So we still need to
Okay.
pay it billed for September, October, November,
Right.
in December.
Right.
Does that
Okay.
make sense? I think that's how
Is that how, I don't know, okay. Yeah, and this says a due date, but I don't know, the one other invoice we had, I thought it wasn't due till like January or something, so. That's why we didn't pay it, because, you know, waiting on what the decision was made.
We would have December payment, yeah,
Mhm.
because December, that's due at December 31.
Mhm.
It's about 6,500. We're obviously gonna pay them for what we've done in
Mhm.
December, so it's the
Right.
March and June.
It's if we wanna continue for March
Right,
and June,
Right.
and, or next year as well, so it's two.
And we don't need to decide that now.
True, we just need to decide if we're
Yeah.
gonna finish the year or
Yeah.
not.
We can end this contract at any point.
Didn't we talk last time about, I thought we had decided last time that we were gonna continue for this
We
year.
couldn't make a decision because it was just a discussion, so
Okay.
today is
Vote
like
on
the
it.
Yeah, so we
actual
need to
vote.
make a decision
Yeah,
today
we
whether
Yeah.
need to vote on it one way or the other here.
Yeah. So yeah, if we wanna stick to that, or if there's more discussion to be had on that, if we wanna finish the year, at least go through the June 30 and then reevaluate for next year.
When that money's budgeted, correct?
Well, technically it's not because
Well,
it
it's,
was grant dollars that we were banking on.
right, but it was in the budget, but we aren't gonna have the revenue.
The
Oh, yeah.
deduction is there, but
Right,
Not
That-
that.
it's in the budget, yeah, but the revenue was, because we were counting on having the $30,000
That's
for
all
grant.
you know.
Well, yeah,
You
We
know,
told Heather, we did get a nice ITC dividend, so.
oh,
It
yay.
was really nice this year.
you know,
Oh, yes. So
The
it
school
equates to
did.
like
Yeah, the school did, yeah.
$1,000 a month-ish,
Twelve.
we're paying for.
12,000.
So, is there any chance that we would apply again for a grant for next year and possibly get it?
I don't see any opportunities out there right now for a grant that would fit into this.
Is this from the state?
It was tied to our testing, but I don't see that opportunity right now. Most of those things were, the grant piece kind of fell out the window. The only thing we see grant dollars for is probably the CTE area, which this wouldn't fit into that realm.
Right.
I'm not saying something couldn't arise, Wade, but I wouldn't say it looks real promising right now.
Would start with a new person and getting out of our old one, would this be a good time to just cut our ties?
Potentially it could. That's up to, we see value in it. We see value in it, but again, it's an unbudgeted item right now too, so.
If we cut ties now, then you're missing monthly meetings with whoever that person is, and then 1 4-hour session, right? That's how I'm understanding the
It would all be, yeah, it's all the time virtual,
Mhm.
which is absolutely fine.
Right, but 4-hour session,
That's the way it should always be done anyway,
yeah,
to
right.
be honest with you.
Mhm. When I break it down, it's like, the installments are 3,200 per quarter, so then that's like roughly $1,000 a month, right, that we're spending on this. That helps break it down a little bit more. What's left out there for the rest of the year that you would like that support on? Like what's kind of left?
Just some continuation, probably some closure on the strategic planning stuff. You know, we've talked about the scorecard and measuring what we've done and those types of things. I'd like to get a few more takeaways too from a coach moving in. Right now, I just feel like we have all this data, we've done all this rounding out, okay, now what can we do with it other than generate a report? And I think that's gonna be a big part of our next step,
That's a good one.
which we talked briefly about with this gal.
I
This is
find,
the one that's the principal, you said? that's
This
going
new gal, yeah.
I like that, she has input based on actual
Yeah.
background. I think there's something to be said about using this new tool and kind of help finalizing what to do with that tool, getting the data that you need from it. Because we can still use the rounding tool after the contract.
Yep.
So that's a decision we can make too, but. I mean, I'd be in favor of continuing out the rest of the year to finish those things out and to add closure to this agreement with the consultant, but I want your guys' input on it too.
Yeah, I would support that. I guess it's time to be done then in June, but I guess I think, you know, we had we've had it basically paid for up till this point, so I mean, it's,
You wanna make that a motion then, sir?
I move that we continue through the June 30th. The Studer Group.
Do you guys wanna vote on it, or just,
You want a second?
or just a second? Oh, go ahead, do a
I'll
second.
second.
Leah, so Wade
No,
was,
I mean, if you want to, go ahead.
I can second.
I'm on the fence, so. I'm not gonna, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried, so we'll finish through the end of the year.
And we'll continue to give you reports on where we're at with that, so.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, surplus items. Do,
Just have a list of, yeah, just Chromebooks, laptops, iPads, and communication boards that Mr. Euring has given rid of.
are they auctionable or sell, like giving out, or are they garbage, you know? Out of
I don't
curiosity.
think there's any
There's no iPad, right?
value.
Garbage.
Well, then, I got one from the other one. We'll use that.
You're still happy about that?
You can check with him, but
You
I.
can check, I think,
don't know.
Doesn't work on everything,
iPads.
but the stuff I need to work on.
The stuff you
it
need it
works,
for?
so.
I think there was only a couple.
We had a birthday
iPads.
present for you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Christmas,
Yeah.
aw.
There was only one iPad, so I don't, know where that, so there was, 36 Chromebooks, 7 laptops, an iPad, and then 2 Promethean boards.
The Chromebooks had nothing on it anyway, probably.
No, because they're the ones that, they're the ones that the students, like the students usually are the
You wipe
Chromebooks.
them and you gotta put all
Yeah,
this
you
stuff
don't even
on.
wipe them in there, it's just all
Yeah.
internet based, so.
Okay, take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion
Where do
carried.
they physically go? Do they replace it?
We have, I know some of them, God, where did some of them go? Did we send some to Gopher, wanted some?
I have no
We
idea.
we had asked someplace if they had any use for them, and then somebody gobbled them up, otherwise.
Oh, so they did get used.
Yes, otherwise, he holds on to that stuff, and we have a gentleman that comes and picks all that stuff
That's
up.
what I was wondering, like.
Yeah, just recycles it, so.
Recycle.
Okay, next is the approval of Tyler Urban as our wrestling volunteer.
Yep, Tyler has agreed to help out. He's our custodian right now that we hired at the beginning of the year, and he's got a love for wrestling and wants to help the program and help the young kids, so he's asked to volunteer. He'll do a wonderful job.
Make a motion
awesome.
to it.
Joel?
Put him on as a wrestling volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
Second.
Yeah, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we'll go to the reports, Mr. Schoenbeck.
Yep. First thing I have on my report, it's on page 18 here. I have submitted the rebate for the bus, same as we had done last year. We quoted a 14-passenger full-size bus to the tune of about $139,000 is what they're going for now. They have basically, since COVID, doubled, if not,
COVID money.
have doubled, if not
That's
tripled.
COVID money.
Yeah. So the prices have gone up. It's a smaller bus, but it's something that we're obviously,
It's a 14-passenger full-size bus?
yes. Yep. It's just
A real,
it's just
Shorter.
a shorter bus.
a big one though is like 160,000-ish.
157,
Oh, yeah.
158.
Isn't that crazy, the price difference of
So it's a little.
Well, it makes sense, because you still got everything in there, but.
more seats?
yeah,
So we debated when we met with the salesman, is we could get a Collins bus, like the ones that we have now with the Chevy chassis. They're just a smaller built bus. And even those were at 115, I think he had said, without checking my numbers. But you're not gonna be able to get the miles that you can with a bus like this, and these are just a
Or a
lot
truck
more,
or anything.
lot more durable, yeah. They are just like a regular school bus, just they fit less, and there's a lot of storage on them too, so. And we use them right now, we use our small buses extensively
Cause you don't need a CDL.
for activities, you would not need a CDL for this.
Even that one, even that truck.
Even that big bus, you don't need a
Just show it
CDL
before.
for it, so. It's just having the comfortability of driving it. It might be a little intimidating for some, but some of the schools we talked to, or even our representatives said people feel a little bit more safer in that. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's-
you're higher up, you can see
Yeah.
better, you're not sitting down
Yeah,
on this.
so yeah, that was 139, that was with air conditioning. We're on the fence on whether or not to do that or not, so.
I'm all in favor of
Yeah.
air conditioning, but.
The air conditioning piece gets a little hairy because of if you're taking them in gravel and if it's a rooftop unit, whether it's rooftop or in-house, it can get dirty and cause issues. So that's something we can do down the road if we decide to. But that's submitted, that had to be in by the 12th, and what we got 35,000 last year, so hopefully it'll offset.
You'll know in
Offset,
January?
yeah, it's a quick turnaround, it's right after the first year, they let schools know,
If you get that money.
if you get it.
And how much?
And you can
And then if we don't, what is it?
accept it or decline it.
If we don't, are we still getting this bus? or-
I think we planned on getting a bus every year now,
Yeah.
for a while, in the budget.
Yep. I gave you another folder today. I just printed off the state of the district. I put that in the paper before Thanksgiving and on Facebook. It's just a hard copy. If you guys
Thank you
want,
for doing that.
you bet. If you guys want to put it in your binder, you certainly can. A lot of updating in this thing, but at the same time, I added a couple different topics in there. Talked about our new CTE courses, and then I talked about, capital outlay and those types of things and what we're doing here, so. Michelle has broken that down. She broke it down into pieces on the website as well, so you're not looking at one big cumbersome 14-page packet like you are here. It's broke down, you can read the specific topics if you choose to do so, so I appreciate her doing that. Now the good news, superintendent meeting, and I'm going to try not to be all over the place on this and keep it somewhat short here. The state of the, excuse me, not state of the district, the governor's budget address happened on December 2nd, and he said there'd be a 0% increase for education, and he made the comment that that was due to declining enrollment, alternative education, and a number of things that contribute to that. Therefore, education does not need any increase, which in all actuality, things may remain static, but it's really a cut because all of our prices are going to go up. Our overhead prices are going to go up. You guys saw what our property insurance did last year. Those things are still going to go up, so it's not a real promising picture. With that, he also mentioned that he had a plan for property tax, which has been a hot topic here. But he didn't allude to what exactly is in his plan, and he said he would unveil that at the State of the State in early January. With that, there are a number of other concerns. We had our meeting out in Chamberlain on December 3rd. Obviously, I have these listed here in no particular order. Obviously, funding is the biggest concern. And there have been years where the governor has said, hey, here's where we're going to be, and then the legislature takes it and does better or worse. Now, we can only hope for the better, that the legislature, there's enough people out there that say, hey, we have some extra dollars here, well, let's reallocate some dollars from somewhere else and put them into education. So we're hoping for that. So funding is a big issue. Property tax, obviously nobody likes property tax, but what is Plan B? If they take property tax, what is that going to do to the counties and the municipalities, schools, everybody that's relying on it? What is the plan there? So that's going to be a big topic out there. Behavioral health is a huge topic right now in schools. What do we do with these kids? Where can we place these kids? Where can we get help for these kids? Because right now there is no place to send them to get help. We're fortunate we haven't had to deal with that a whole lot, but I know there's a lot of schools out there that they don't know what to do. The juvenile reform just kicks the kids back into school. You deal with them, So not a real help when you're trying to teach and you got a distraction going on all the time.
You gotta keep the fence up, don't you? You gotta keep the fence up in your own school system.
Yeah, it's a struggle in places. The charter schools and vouchers, this is something that we fought off for the last couple of years. You know, the one thing we probably do have in our bag here is, okay, if you don't have any money for public education, then how are you gonna generate dollars for school vouchers? So, I
And
mean,
why, what's the value of that?
yeah, and what would be the value? You're gonna divert more dollars than the money you say we don't deserve or have?
But he also said that more money is going to alternative learning.
True.
Said that, and when you made that comment, and, you know, the school sizes are getting smaller, is that pool of money gonna be there to go to fewer kids now, you think, or is that's what I didn't understand. I didn't listen to the speech, I'm just getting the stuff.
Well, you take a look at us, we're down 20-some students. But that isn't gonna significantly change what we do in the school
No,
district.
and
It's
to
not
make
gonna,
that statement wasn't very smart to make that statement.
it's not, and then the other statement was that alternative education is up 210%. Well, all the superintendents have been claiming this for a long time. If I was to go pull our homeschool list right now, there would probably be 120 names on it, because there's duplicates. There's, the same kid might be listed 4 or 5 times.
In different districts?
If
or
a
just
kid
that?
is aged out, they're not removed because that's the responsibility of the parent.
Hmm.
So I have to go through, and I'm fortunate, we're in a small school district, I can go through that list and have a pretty good idea of who's being homeschooled or not, or I know that, oh, that family is in Watertown.
Move away.
So I take that 150 people, and I gotta check on addresses and find out who's who, and then nail it down to the 37 or 38 kids that we have homeschooled. So I don't know where Governor Roden got the facts, if he just pulled it from the DOE and he said, okay, there's a 210% increase. Well, there probably is, because nobody's been taken off, or there is no accountability whatsoever with it.
But if you have 30 kids, a 200% increase is one family. Realistically,
Exactly.
or,
So-
I mean, a couple,
So
I
we
guess.
really question where that actually came from. So, either way, it's out there. So yeah, charter schools and the accountability, you know, one of the things that we have to do, for instance, when we have retirements, let's say, for instance, we have 4 retirements this year, and you've got 4 teachers that are on top of the food chain in regards to salary. Fiscally being responsible, we would take that money that we would save with hiring a new teacher, and we would bank that extra, let's say, $150,000. But according to accountability, those dollars have to go right back into the system, and they have to be paid out to our teachers with a 0% increase, which makes no sense. But, and I'm not against paying teachers at all, it's just those things don't make sense.
Because our portion of the law has to stay, even though their portion of the same law.
Exactly.
They're not following, okay.
You know, and the other way that he spun it is, okay, let's-
Making sure I understood.
yeah, we're supposed to get the 3% or inflation, whatever is greatest. So he spun that by saying, okay, let's take a look at the last 9 years. So the last 9 years, it's supposed to have gone up 20, let's say 27%, I don't remember if it was 8 or 9 years. 27%, but the teachers have got 30%. Well, yeah, cumulatively, that's because we had years where we're good. We got 5%, 6%, 7%. But let's take, for instance, last year, 1.25. This
Well, we
year,
had a couple years
0.
with COVID
Yeah,
dollars.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would have included
So,
those.
I mean, when you spin it that way, but it's not the real, it should be 3% every year at least.
So Chad, for people that are concerned about this, like I want to make sure this doesn't happen, is it just reaching out to local legislators?
It is, and
Or like, what do you recommend?
we
people
had,
do that I do?
this is one of the things that I was gonna talk about too. We had 3 legislators out there that got up and talked. All 3 of them are Republican, actually one of them's here. And it's not a Republican-Democrat thing, there are no Democrats out there. There's a dichotomy out there. You've got the people that support education and see it, and then you've got a totally other wing out there that just does not want to do anything for education. And so they're gonna hear it from the superintendents. They always hear it from the superintendents, but they need to hear it from, board members. They need to hear it from parents. They need to say, hey, this is important. And you can't just sit back and not do anything and just say, oh, you have to reach out to them. They'll listen to, they hear it from us all the time, but they'll listen to people that are in the trenches. And if you're gonna sit and wait, but then we start cutting programs and start cutting teachers, then everybody's gonna want, well, what's going on? Well, this is a byproduct of us not getting any money for this long. So, yeah, it needs to come from everybody. You're probably gonna see me push more of that
I was
as
gonna
well.
say, is that something that we can put in, on the website, these are our representatives and,
You
or,
bet.
on our Facebook page, hey, we're 0% is proposed, if you don't like that.
I was gonna put it, I wrote an article for the paper today, I didn't put that in there, but it will be coming to say,
Okay.
contact them.
Okay. I don't think that people understand how important it is.
It is, and they
I
do,
just, I
and they
think
do
that we
read
need
it.
to make sure that,
They do
that
read it. And they're the first ones to say it has to be somebody from the superintendents. We know how the superintendents feel, so.
Regardless, if we get less money, we still have a school to operate, and we still have
Exactly.
Yeah, just
kids to
with
teach.
increased expenses.
Right,
Yes.
like, even though we're down 20 students, the process is still the same, we still have the same staff, same
teachers,
program.
so it's just great that our overhead hasn't gone up a bit, so that was nice.
We divided into groups, I think I may have told you this, Danae. We divided into groups of superintendents out there, they're random, and there might have been by alphabetical, but there were about 20 superintendents in my group. I was the only school in our group that did not flex capital outlay dollars. So everybody's flexing already, they're already borrowing from capital outlay. And somebody picked up on that quick too, to say, oh, you have wind tower dollars. I'm like, yeah, we're fortunate enough we do have that. So I did want to point out a few things. Every year prior to us going out to Chamberlain, we take a survey on a number of different things. So if you take a look at your handout, it's after the calendar here. And I'm just going to point out some of these. These are some questions that were posed. Almost 121 school districts responded to these. This is interesting. How many patrons in your district have attended a school board meeting, shared concerns about the district budget? 82% of the districts have had nobody show up to talk about the district budget. Okay? Your next one here. How many patrons in your district have attended a school board meeting, sharing concerns about the district's property taxes? Almost 85% have had nobody show up to talk about or share concerns with property taxes. And we would fall into that. Next one here, will your district utilize general fund reserve dollars to meet your expenditures? You bet 75% of public school districts are using general fund reserves, as are we. Next one, does your school district have a general fund opt-out in place this school year? Almost 50% of them have an opt-out, another 50% that don't.
I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, it's a lot of districts. Yep. Placement options for students, your next one here. Do you feel that South Dakota has adequate placement options for students who aren't easily met in the traditional school setting? No, 95% of the districts are reporting no. We don't have options for these kiddos.
What does that mean? I don't know. What's the options? Options are you what?
I mean, back in the day, you had a place you could send them. You could send them to a Plankington. You could send them to a corrections place or a behavioral place.
That's what you meant by that?
Yep. Students that might benefit from a different setting other than the public school system. Next one, do you support public dollars being used to fund vouchers for attendance at non-public schools? 100%. No, we are not in favor
This is
of that.
who answered these questions?
These are all from the superintendents.
The superintendents answered these?
Yep.
Oh.
About their school district.
Yep, about their school district, so. I figured that was interesting, I figured I'd share that with you guys.
Mhm.
You're gonna hear a lot from me, and you know, the only thing I can suggest is keep a close eye on it. Be heard. Our legislators are here. I think a couple of them support what we're in here for, so just move forward and go through another year.
Well, one of them was a former teacher, you know, so.
Yeah, she was one of them. Was out in Chamberlain. She was wonderful. Stephanie was.
Well, I talked to her the day of, and she hadn't listened to the speech yet, so.
Yeah, she said she wasn't able to make it. So we talked to her before the meeting, so. So that was good. Next thing on here, just wanted to follow up the counseling services. Talked about that briefly last month. We did hire Kirsty Conal. She's gonna be coming in 1 day a month and spend 3 to 4 hours here, and outsource some of our needs at some counseling service with kids, so.
That doesn't even feel like enough? Do we have a posting out there yet, just in case, like a December grad?
I don't
wants to
yet.
snag it?
I don't yet.
Wouldn't hurt maybe to.
No,
throw something out there?
I can certainly throw it out there.
Christy Cole?
Kirsty.
Kirsty?
Kirsty.
She lives out by me.
She's married to Keith Conal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're starting out with 1 day a week, 1 morning a week. If we feel that there's a need moving forward, she's available to come for another morning a week. So it worked out really good. Last thing I have on here is the calendar. I had sent this out to you guys, I think, before Thanksgiving. I sent it to the staff for the weekend, this past weekend. This is just a starting point. I haven't got hardly any. I got one thing for feedback, and that's because I had spelled Friday wrong. So I got that. I got it fixed on yours.
Didn't want to advertise it.
Didn't want to advertise it, but this calendar basically mirrors the calendar of this year with everything.
Snow days and all that stuff.
Yep, snow days and everything. I have no idea how that's gonna pan out, because we're potentially starting with one tomorrow maybe. But that doesn't mean kids can sleep in, if those of you that are watching may or may not happen. They were talking like crazy this afternoon, so. The only thing that I did want to mention on here is that homecoming is still to be determined, because the football schedules are not out. So that could get placed anywhere in September or October.
And so we had a goal to have our hours over,
10% over the minimum,
yep,
which these are the same hours. that we-
it's exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So we're
exactly.
meeting that, that was kind of what we established last year.
So the only thing that I have heard, Chad, is the couple days before Christmas break is hard to get any engagement. And I don't know if any of you have heard any of that either, but I actually had someone suggest to me, could we do a full week before, like half school that Friday?
And
And
school the
then not-
18th, me? Okay.
Yeah, and then not come back, you know, we'd still have to maybe find
Come back before.
tentatively, yeah. But, and I don't know how that would work, but I have had that, mentioned, and I thought I would,
So they're not good
But you only have
teaching
one
and
other-
learning days?
I still have to make up one other day
right,
there.
yeah, that's what, I'm not sure where
You only
that
have
would come
one.
from, because the only other day would, I mean, I know that the 25th, that November, everyone loves the 3-day Thanksgiving, so I wouldn't touch that, but,
But then you'd only have one, or whatever you call it.
Unless you start on a
Fridays.
Monday, but
yeah,
school on August 17th.
Oh, let's take that
or
out.
yeah,
Unless you went the Friday after Thanksgiving, since you just came off a 3-day a week.
right.
Use that like the 4th and the 18th as in session days, so you have 2 5-day weeks in November.
And I don't know, and I mean, it's just something you might wanna discuss with the staff. I couldn't care less, but,
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't really affect me, but I understand where they're coming from, that those 2 days, it's hard to plan something for, especially,
right.
I'm coming from elementary background, obviously, which, I mean, anything once you hit
I am,
after Thanksgiving is difficult.
I'll have a captive audience on Friday with the teachers, and I'm also gonna bring this up at the focus meeting. I'm
Okay.
gonna bring the calendar.
Okay,
We got a focus group meeting on Wednesday night.
yeah,
so.
okay, it's just something that, I mean, I know that, maybe a full week then and just get everything, you know, high school can do testing or whatever they need to do that day, and elementary can try to keep
I'll
some of their
see-
hair.
I'll keep gauging some feedback and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
but I have to ask, how is that any different than what we do before Thanksgiving? I mean, why is it acceptable to do 2 days ahead of Thanksgiving, but not 2 days ahead of Christmas break?
Because the 2 days that you're coming, well, have you spent time in an elementary classroom the week before Christmas?
Well, how is it that much different than Thanksgiving? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas is like a fun
Christmas
holiday
is-
for the kids.
yeah.
They're just excited to see Santa.
And
Yeah,
it's
for 2
snowing and
weeks.
they've probably already had family Christmases and
leading
and
to
it's,
longer.
and then they have 2
Longer
full
time.
weeks off too, instead of, 3 days and then back on the
But
Monday.
you're right, it's probably hard those 2 days too.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't care, it's just something that was brought up to me, that those 2 days are especially hard
I guess
with the little ones.
I would not be in favor of giving up any more hours. As long as we do it, whatever it looks like, but I don't think we give up any more. We're not gonna be short a day.
Well, we have to look at the quality of hours too.
I think
is
it'll
the
be
only
interesting to see attendance on that day and a half.
What's that?
I think it'll be interesting to see attendance on that
Right.
day and a half, because
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to get a very high percentage.
That'd be
Yeah.
good info to know,
Yeah, we can check that out.
curiosity.
We'll know next month.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to figure this out now,
Yeah.
so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, you can't concede to everything. I mean, it's, you just, if they decide not to come, they decide not to come. I mean, those that wanna be here are gonna be here, so it's,
But then at what point are we adding hours just to add hours and say we have them?
all we have to make opportunities available for those that wanna be here. And those that wanna be engaged and focused.
Any other questions on the calendar?
No, what month you gotta decide this, or is it next month?
We're not in a hurry.
No,
We could do it we could probably do it in February.
Mhm.
I'd like to get it done at least in February. I don't think we'll have we won't have football schedules, but
You won't.
we didn't have them until when they were promised the last time.
Well, you'll have one day, it won't change the calendar.
Yeah, it's not gonna change anything. No.
Hours, so.
It's just when homecoming is,
Yeah.
and that's when we normally have a school in session on that Friday, so
Yeah, so it's already,
whatever day that is, that's the Friday.
it's already penciled
Yeah.
in. Next school board meeting is January 12th. Focus group meeting, which I just alluded to, is this Wednesday at 5 o'clock. And then we finally found a date for an academic meeting. We're doing that on December 17th, on the following Wednesday.
3:45 or 5?
3:45.
Sorry, that's my
And
bad.
that's YouTube?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
He's not that bad.
No,
No,
Can't be.
no.
3:45 is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm taking notes, almost slow. We're good there. Okay, Mrs. Hahn, sorry.
So I'll start with just some staff recognition. This month I wanted to recognize Mackenzie Cornell for all that she does, fielding all of the phone calls
And emails.
and emails, tracking all of the attendance, keeping track of who needs letters, why everyone is gone, helping with all things campus. I can go to her with any question and be like, I'm thinking about looking up this information, how do I go about doing that? And within a couple minutes, she has the report already pulled up. She does a lot with helping us plan all of the fun stuff that we do for staff, and each week she runs the card drawings and takes care of all the pictures when kids bring the cards down, and I just really appreciate everything she does.
Thank you.
The next thing is Friday attendance. I looked up what we have had for attendance in November, and put those numbers down there. One thing that I'm noticing is a lot of the kids that are coming often, and I'm noticing that it's really making a difference in their willingness to ask for help from the teachers, and I think that has a lot of power to it, because since it's not a lot of people always in the classroom when they're in there, I think they are feeling more comfortable with asking for help and able to get true help versus a lot of times when they're in their classes, they might not feel as comfortable speaking up. I'm thinking of one middle schooler in particular who was all over the school on Friday getting help from all the teachers, and that was just really great to see. We have the Senior Expo coming up on December 17th from 12:30 to 2:30. Thank you, Leslie, for all of her work with that, with our seniors. Middle school, high school concert is this Thursday, and the new beginning time is at 7 p.m. for middle school. Is that right? Or
6 was the
Six was
elementary
It's gonna be
one.
6 JK through 2nd, middle school, high school.
beginning at
6:45.
6:45. This changed already since and then the high school will start at 7:30. I sent the final out today on it. So
So tomorrow's the final.
So be here early on the 11th and just stay for all the music.
Stay.
And then we were able to recognize our students of the month as well, and those names are listed.
Awesome. Thank you.
So in your Friday attendance, is that 15 students over the, like 7, 1, and 8, another, is that the total between the 2 days for the high school, or how, the 2 Fridays, or what's the 15?
For the 15, yeah, it's for the 2 Fridays that we had in November.
You counted both Fridays together.
Yep. And keep in mind, as much as we request our teachers to take attendance and write it on the document, I don't know for sure that this is representative of all the students that are here. That those were the names that are in the attendance document.
So could be more, is what you're saying? Are we, too hard to track this, but are you seeing like grades improve or because of it? Like, I'm sure you have to look at individual, but
Yeah.
obviously that, you would hope for that.
The middle schoolers that I'm thinking of, and I can speak to them more just because I end up seeing them more, because they're the ones coming through the high school office. I have noticed a huge difference in theirs when they've started coming on Fridays.
Awesome. Any other questions for this one? What are we doing?
Something fun.
That sounds like it. Should have them coming here. That's some fun activity. All right, Mr. Ralph, your turn.
All right, you can see my elementary student of the month and Cardinal Card winners listed for the month of November. Staff recognition is kind of funny when she started with Mackenzie, and we never talk on this, so I had no idea she was recognizing Mackenzie, but I'm also recognizing Jeannie. Just everything that she does, communicates how it works with the kids. The amount of Band-Aids that she puts on in a day is absolutely ridiculous. And then contacting those parents when kids aren't feeling well and I'm not around, and just everything that she does in the office and has done for 38 plus years. So just very appreciative of her. And, yeah, just wanted to give her a little shout out for
Thank you.
everything she does for the elementary. The other thing on there, just that we've started our winter NWA MAPS testing. We're pushing in the elementary here to really get those knocked out this week. And the reason for that is we have, with our interventions, we have a little 2-day break where we are not doing our half-hour, 35-minute session of intervention tomorrow and on Wednesday. And the reason we're not doing those interventions is so that we can spend some time to regroup kids, because we just went through the assessment piece of it. So during that time, I'm like, all right, there's an extra half hour in your day that you're not trying to squeeze these tests into. Take advantage of that time to get those MAP testings done. So on the athletic director side, would like to wish congratulations to Coach Brian Tweet for being chosen the area cross-country coach of the year. Great accomplishment for him. Then I just gave you winter sports numbers, kind of a breakdown. Currently we have 17 wrestlers in 7 through 12, 1 female wrestler in the 9 through 12 setting, 18 girls basketball players, 9 through 12, 22 boys basketball players, 9 through 12, and then we have 7 gymnasts that are competing 7 through 12. Esports, We're down a little bit with the esports this year. We have 4 kids involved this year is all. Visiting with Mr. Gehring, it's truly unfortunate, but it does allow them to play and participate in one of the games where you have to have a minimum of 40. So you can compete with 3, but it gets tough. And so far, just visiting with him, they've been very successful in that game that they're playing. I'm blanking the game right now.
Minecraft, right?
Minecraft, yes.
Did you go
Minecraft
out to
is,
balls a couple weeks ago or a month ago or something? That's kind of an open deal. Do they go down to that?
I don't know that they did, no.
Yeah, they get in there.
So they're still taking advantage and doing what they can on that side of it. FFA just had a little quick update from that. They've attended some contests on December 7th and 8th. Gabe Matson, Caden Horgan will be participating in the state leadership development out in Rapid. They're on their way home right now. I have not heard how things went, but Gavin will also be participating in the ag broadcasting, and then Caden Horgan will be participating as a district officer. And then in March is when they start their spring contest and get involved in the career development piece of it. State Oral and Terp was held over this past weekend. Amelia Giese and Caden Horgan received Superior in Duet. Gabe Matson received a Superior in Oratory. Miles Decker received a Superior in Storytelling and a Superior with Distinction, Perfect Score in Humor. Mrs. Domino also received the Team Excellence Award. So congratulations to all those students.
Sorry, Team Excellence Award, is that what you said? For Miss
Yep.
Domino? Thank you.
And this was not in it, so I will send it to Ellen to get updated.
Yeah,
Or put
So,
results
in the
in when it
minutes, yes.
was held on Friday and Saturday, so. Congratulations to all those students and to Mrs. Domino. And then the winter concerts was the last thing that I had with the cancellation of the JK through second grade concert. We're putting them all on Thursday night, December 11th, 6 o'clock for the JK through second grade. And then middle school will start at 6:45, followed by high school at 7:30. Initially, we were going to try the competition to make it a little bit bigger. We'll see how the acoustics are and how,
Good to
if
try.
they like it or not, and we'll decide from there if we continue to utilize that gym space for concerts or not. So we figured with adding the JK concert through second grade, we needed some more.
Well, it's always kind of
more
cramped
space, so-
regardless anyways, so.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a little bit more work. We'll put the carpet down so the chairs aren't sliding across the floor and stuff like that. But Andrew said they can knock that out right away Thursday morning, so the rest of it can get set up during the day, and they can have rehearsals in there off and on throughout the day, so. Yeah, that's what I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ellen, your turn.
So food service review, they were here, and we had 3 findings. One was they didn't serve enough fruit on breakfast, which I had to send production sheets for another week on that, and that's been done already. There's a summer outreach program, and we have to advertise it on our website, even though the closest place is Sioux Falls, but we have to advertise it. So I found a poster for that, and that's on our website now. And then the other one was civil rights training. We had all the kitchen staff, and Chad and I had to do it, but apparently anybody that's in the lunchroom, so if there's paras and teachers, whoever just supervising in there, all have to have it. So we're in the process right now of everybody, we sent out the link and everybody's doing that.
How long is it?
It's half an hour, civil rights training.
What does that mean?
Just, I don't know, so they're not discriminating against anybody
All kids get to
while
eat.
they're in the lunchroom, yeah.
All kids get to
Anyway.
eat there
That's a
to eat.
federal deal, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's really exciting training.
I bet.
Yes, it
There's some federal money, huh?
So anyway, it's a half an hour training, so everybody is in the process of doing that, and then once they're done, I'll get that submitted, so
How'd
that
it
should
go
be
with
the
it
only
here?
thing. What's that?
Stressful? Was it really stressful or good? Yeah.
No, well, and I don't know,
And
did
it
you
was
read
the
that, but
kitchen,
I
yeah,
gave
it looks like it
everybody
was
a
really
copy
well.
there of the, yeah.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is, so that's,
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, good comments.
yeah. So that was from Diana Lyseth, she was the person that was here from the state, so this was her comments on that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job. job, staff.
So, that was.
I've been at other schools around, in the area where we do have a nice clean school. It's just, I was in one this last weekend, holy smokes, haven't seen a dust mop in a while here. And there's
So anyway,
others in it.
yeah.
Thanks for bringing it.
So that went well. Next thing I have on there is the election, and I've been talking with the county and the city, because we can combine elections, but I think all three of us have decided it would be harder to combine than to each do our own. We still may, if we have an election, is actually like everybody have it in the same place, but each entity would have their own poll with their own workers, own ballot, everything.
But at the same day.
Well, it has to be the
Has to
same
be.
date, yeah, well, it
Well,
can
I
either be the
understand.
June
We
date
talked
or the
about-
November date, right,
Oh,
and
we
we
picked
the
selected the
June
June date, and that's when the county's doing theirs, and that's when the
Yeah.
city's doing theirs, if
That's
they have one, yeah.
important.
So if we would have one, we may not have it here at the school like we have in the past, we may have it, at the community center, because that way, hopefully, it would bring more people in, because they're coming in for, the other elections,
Yeah.
possibly.
Did you look, I think we have one.
The only one, Joel is,
Joel's
yes,
here
yep,
this year.
and so that has to be published,
Did you know that?
yeah, yours is up this year,
Well,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
Yeah.
yours is up. So that has to be published now in December, that'll be
Right.
published twice, in the newspaper.
So just FYI, that's
Yeah.
what it's supposed
So
to
that's why we had to set the date already, because on the schedule it's kind of backwards, because you
And
don't
we
have
gotta
to
figure
actually
out
set the date
petitions,
until
is that
January.
what that is again? I don't remember, is that how we
be.
do
Not
it?
yet.
What month? March?
I think it's February,
I was thinking
I don't have the date on the top of my head, but,
Because you only
It's
have so many
changed.
weeks before.
I know, but it's
that.
changed because of the dates, it's a totally different, like, day, it's,
Well, let me know.
anyway,
For April,
Yeah.
it's April, I guess, is what it used to be.
yeah,
April?
but it's like, seems like it's really early, I thought it was early this year, I didn't
I
bring the
didn't
calendar
really
with
do
me.
that or unless they changed.
But
it.
anyway, in the notice in the paper, it has when you can pick up a petition and when the petition has to be turned in by.
Okay. And then we'll share that at whatever board
So-
meeting it is, that lines up.
Yep.
So you-
And I just put so permanent program agreement and free and reduced policy statement for the nutrition program. Apparently, I don't know, my understanding of it, it was like something, it was multiple, agreements that have to be signed for our food service program, and now they put it all together in one, and we had to sign it. So it just covers that we're participating in the, food service program and in like the commodity program, is all it is.
And
They just
had-
said we
you
have
had
to
sign it?
inform,
Oh, you have
yes.
to inform them, like,
We
why
just have
did
to
you
inform the
have
board.
to tell us?
it said, it said we had to inform the board that we did this.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm informing the board that we did this, it's just an agreement that we had to sign, yeah.
How are we doing on free and reduced?
Yeah.
Is there people that we need to get on that aren't? And
Well, there probably are, but I mean, we can't force anybody to fill
no,
out a
but
free
you know, the
request.
issues in the past,
You know.
the ones that you got.
So, yeah, I mean, there's probably some that should apply for it, I would say, but, I mean,
Probably.
I mean, everybody is given a free and reduced app at the beginning of the school year. And I mean, we try to promote that,
Well,
okay,
it
if something
just helps us
changes
pay
in
for-
your finances during the year, you can fill out another one anytime during the
It's
year.
really just the ones that maybe
Yeah.
aren't paying their bill that we
So,
maybe want to.
Yeah, that's the issue, and that's why I'm asking.
But I would say there's probably a lot of those that probably would not qualify, and that's where some of them, unfortunately, the ones that are like right on the edge, their income is just barely over, probably are some of them that are, the ones that are not paying, right, because they're right on, their income just barely over what the
Is that?
guidelines are.
What percent of the poverty level is it? 2X, they qualify or what? You know, on that one?
I don't know, I'd have to look at, I think it says it on the, probably says it on the.
On the form.
if you look at
It
the
gives you like a
form,
formula,
yeah.
doesn't
It has
it,
an
on the
income
form?
level.
Right, it has the
Different by
income
state?
levels, yeah,
Do they differ by state?
it's a federal, it's federal. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Good? Anything else for Ellen? No. Wade, you wanna go on NESC?
Yep, we met on November 17th, Lake Area, financial report, pretty straightforward, I guess, same as it's in the minutes. They announced the retirement of school psychologist, it's Jody Ann Jungling, so they're replacing her. Assistant director's report, we reviewed the sped forms again, talked about that, it's being adopted, seems like it's working well. We continue to hold trainings to continue to help with the the adoption process of that. Director's report, she discussed working on completing the staff evaluations. As I said, this is a good experience, opportunity to network with the staff. She's looking at new ways to help train new paras in SPED. Sees a need there, so hopefully something will come out of that. She reviewed the Board of Advisors meeting. We discussed transitioning from CPI, which is a crisis prevention program, to a new program called ASPED, which I don't know much about that, I guess, but talked about how to cover at schools when co-op providers are unable to be there. We reviewed possibly looking at a new way to do the testing with the BDI, which is a Behavioral Development Index. I guess right now it's given by the special ed teachers, but looking at maybe that could be given by NESC early childhood providers who don't do it. They do it more often, so it will provide more consistency and maybe a little better testing there, I guess, if it's done by a co-op. Updated policy on criminal history and record keeping. And that's about it.
Do we get charged by the student or by the hour per student, or how do we get charged per student?
By the student.
Just one student's the same as the next?
Yeah, okay. Any questions? Good. All right, so next meeting, January 12th at 6 p.m. Any other business at the agenda? Well, no? All right, well then, we'll move into executive session pursuant to the South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2 subset 1 for personnel at 7:11.